Another automated, if you will, trait of masculine energy is it's leading and action oriented. So your masculine energy is automatically leading you somewhere. But is it leading you to solutions, or is it leading you to spend more time on thinking about the worst case scenario? Here's an example, okay? We have the neighbor coming over for asking for a half cup of sugar, okay? Or sorry, the cup of sugar. And all I have is the cup of sugar I need for my cake. How do I communicate that? And the neighbor comes, oh my God, can I just have some sugar, right? And here's how you communicate that in an unhealthy way. No, slam the door. Okay, you can do that. That's not a boundary, that's shut down. That's not a boundary, that's shut down. Here's how you do communicate it. Here's the thing. I would love to help you, but the only sugar I have left, I'm actually going to use it. So I'm sorry, I don't have any to give you right now. Oh, damn, but I only need a little bit. And hey, you know what? If you want to give me your credit card, I can order some for you and have it delivered. Or you can I can show you what app to use to order it. That's helpful. Is it going to be interpreted and received with love? Well, if your neighbor is a conscious, healthy, energetic human, then yes. Because I'm telling you right now, if I went to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar and they told me, you know what, I am making this for my, I'm using it for my cake, so I'm sorry, I can't give it to you right now. I'd be like, oh my God, okay, cool, thank you. What would it make me do? Problem solve for myself. So I'd go to the store, I'd order it, I'd whatever, I'd go to the gas station, whatever, go to a coffee shop and get 100 little pouches of sugar, whatever. There's solutions. You see how solution oriented is healthy masculine. Now, if the neighbor slams the door in my face and says no, I still would do the same thing. But my question is, how do you relate when other people give you boundaries? If I say, hey, can we hang out? I would love to hang out with you today. And you say, you know what? I can't today. I got something else on the go. Okay, cool. Let me know when works, or how about tomorrow, or whatever. Solution. Zero energy invested in, my neighbor didn't give me sugar. Let me think about how that reflects something on my inside, and well, that must be a reflection of how wounded I am, because where am I saying no to myself? Hell no. That is old. No. How is that no here to help me? It's here to help me see that I too am capable of getting my own sugar. If they say yes, thank you so much. You saved my life. You're my hero. Why? Because here's the difference between healthy and wounded masculine energy. Healthy masculine energy thrives on two things: respect and appreciation, gratitude. So think about a time when you gave something to someone and they were just so excited. How did that make you feel? That made you feel like you wanted to give them more, right? Now think of a time when you gave something to someone and they were like, thanks. Does that inspire you to give you more? No. Why? Because giving is healthy masculine energy. Healthy masculine energy, what it needs to receive is appreciation and respect. Here's the boundary. Now, if you cannot give appreciation, because sometimes when somebody gives you a boundary, it doesn't feel good. And guess what? That's okay. It's okay. It's okay to not feel good. But can you still respect that? When it doesn't feel good, it's not natural, and it's actually impossible to be grateful, right? If you go to your neighbor and ask for a cup of sugar and they say, you know what, I'm sorry, I can't give it to you right now because I don't have it, or because I'm using it for myself, or because of whatever reason, that doesn't feel good. So for you to say, oh, thank you so much for not giving me sugar, that's bullshit. Okay, that's not natural. That's not cool. But when all else fails, respect stands. So I don't have to like it. I don't have to be grateful for their no, but I can respect it. And I can just say, you know what? I respect that. Now, if genuinely you feel grateful because you automatically tune into, this is leading me to something that's, possibility for my own empowered masculine energy, then you can say, you know what, thanks so much for telling me that. Only if it feels genuine. If it doesn't, don't. If it doesn't, all you say, I respect that. Have a great day. And you walk away. What a beautiful interaction. What a beautiful boundary setting and boundary respecting. It is impossible to love other people's boundaries, but it is mandatory to respect them if you want to have healthy interactions. Because just like we said earlier, just like Ellie said also, it leads to resentment. Continuous disrespect of boundaries leads to resentment. If other people disrespect your boundaries, eventually you're going to resent them. If you disrespect other people's boundaries, eventually they're going to resent you. And we just play the blame, judge, resentment game. And I am now going to give you one question to ask yourself if you want to forever change your relationship to boundaries. If you ask yourself this one question and you really are honest with yourself, you're going to know the difference between a healthy boundary and overgiving. Here's the question. Am I doing this out of obligation? Obligation energy is the killer of healthy interaction. The killer. What does obligation energy sound like? I should. I'm supposed to. If I don't, then reward punishment. If I don't do this somewhere, somehow I'm going to get punished. God's going to whoop me with his stick. Again, I told you guys, ladies, sorry. See, I'm very much in my masculine energy. I'm just like, God is not Santa Claus. So anytime your brain shows you a thought that goes to reward or punishment, you're dealing with Santa Claus. That's not God. That's not the universe. The universe doesn't punish you ever. The universe either respects you or rewards you. That's it. Okay? There is no punishment. Doesn't exist. So, again, I'm going to repeat these questions that you ask yourself to know whether this is a boundary or not. Obligation energy means don't do that and implement a boundary. Let's look at the sugar, okay? What would be if your neighbor comes and asks for the cup of sugar and you're baking a cake and you're going to use it for yourself? What is if you ask yourself, why am I giving them the sugar? What's the answer that you're going to get? Because I should. Because if I don't, then you're going to think I'm an asshole. Because I know better. Because I want to be the bigger person. Because I should know better. Because they can't figure it out, but I can. They can't, really? Really? That's disrespectful to have those thoughts of them. Of course they can. Of course they can. They have masculine energy, empowered just like you. The same God that lives in your body lives in their body too. Obligation energy equals guilt. And the reason you're going to give them that cup of sugar is because you don't want to feel guilty. Guilt is good. If you feel guilty, do it. That's your sign. If it makes you feel guilty to not give them the sugar, don't give them the sugar. Guilt is there to point you in the right direction. Okay? If you feel guilty, that's the path. That is the path when you have suppressed your desires, when you've been leaking energy everywhere for your entire life, because nobody taught us how to implement healthy boundaries. Nobody taught us. People taught us that boundaries are not needed because, united. That's a unification. No, that's enmeshment. That's trauma response. That's just, no, not healthy. Okay? So if you feel guilty for doing something, when it comes to the chapter of boundaries, if you feel guilty saying no, that's your sign that you need to say no. If you're doing it from obligation, don't do it.